All right, you know what it is. This one here is going to be about institutional hot. All right, we got something called institutional hot. All right, so stay tuned so you can find out what being institutional hot is. All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located on the North Island Freeport.
Tune in to Unique Mecca Audio.
All right, so this is what it is, man.
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
All right, so let's get this thing started. All right, this one is on being institutional hot. Institutional hot. Okay, somebody could be straight hot. Straight hot is when you go to court, you testify against somebody, and you get on the stand and you work with the government. You know what I mean? That's straight hot. Then you got somebody, like me that go to trial and, don't tell nothing, stand there, blow trial, and get locked up. All right? Then you got other men that go through the same thing. Now, when they get in the prison system, they do something that we call institutional hot. Institutional hot is when they start working with the administration in the prison. You know what I mean? Within the institution. So that's called institutional hot. Institutional hot is when, somebody, they drop what they call a kite. They write on a little piece of paper and they're telling the administration everything that's going on. Such and such selling drugs, such and such is bringing drugs in, such and such got knives, such and such making knives. That's institutional hot. Now, you got dudes that go to trial, and whenever you go to a new compound, you got to show your paperwork. You show your paperwork to make sure you're not hot. That means that you didn't work with the federal government on the street. So once you show that paperwork, that's usually the PSI. But they took the PSIs out the system because they knew dudes was getting punished because the PSI shows everything that they did, that the government did during the course of the whole proceeding to take you to trial all the way up until sentence and what the prosecutor's asking for. So the prosecutor usually asks in that PSI for what they call a 5K1. A 5K1 is where the prosecutor asks them to reduce your sentence because you cooperated, because you was a good boy. A good boy. You know what I mean? They pat you on the head, good boy. Thanks for locking Unique up. We needed your testimony. You know what I mean? Thank you for locking Lou Sims up. We needed your testimony. That's what they call those good boys. But then now you got men that go to trial. They don't tell nothing at trial, but once they go into prison, then they get soft. Then they get weak. Then they forget the morals and principle of the game. You know what I mean? So then they start telling, So they might, see somebody with a knife or somebody sharpening a knife in the yard out by the bathroom. So now they want to drop a note and tell the administration, such and such is out by the bathroom making knives at the 12 o'clock move whenever they call rec move by the far bathroom to the left. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got the ones that are just blatantly, instead of dropping a kite, they walk right up to the administration, what they call main line. Main line is lunchtime. Lunchtime, all the administration is there. Your case manager, unit manager, counselor, the DHO, the AW, the warden, the captain, the SIS. All the staff is at main line. They standing up there so that you could come to them and let's say you got a homie in the hole. So the homie will go to the home and be like, man, yo, you're not unique up. He got locked with some weed on a visit, da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? When you going to let the homie out? He'd be like, nah, well, he got to do 60 days. You know what I mean? Nah, but come on, man. You know what I mean? The homie just got here, you know what I mean? Da-da-da. He ain't know what time it was, da-da-da-da. So then they say, all right, if he's good for 30 days, we'll look at his paperwork and we'll cut 30 days off and bring your homie out. You understand what I'm saying? But then now we had in Lewisburg, we had a dude that worked with the administration. You know what I mean? He was a homosexual. You know what I mean? He was having sex with the unit manager. So now he having sex with the unit manager. The unit manager is the one that make the recommendation to get you out the hole. So whenever somebody get in trouble, they go to this homosexual and they tell the homosexual, yo, Unique locked up for some weed. We trying to get him out the hole and blah, 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 and trying to make sure he don't lose no good time. And then he'll go freak off with the unit manager because the unit manager is in charge of, the inmates. And then the unit manager would come back, and tell him whatever you want to tell him. And then he'll come back and he'd be like, look, give me 2 cartons. Cartons was money then. You know what I mean? It wasn't stamps. They wasn't even using stamps back then. We talking about back in 95. You know what I mean? So the homosexual would come back and he'll tell us straight up, you know what I mean? Yo, he said that he got to lose good time and he got to at least do 30 days in a hole. You know what I mean? But you got to give me 20 boxes of cigarettes for that. You know what I mean? It's $10 a carton. You know what I mean? So that's $200. They'd be like, but for 40 cartons, you know what I mean? I get him 15 days in a hole and he'll only lose his visits for 6 months. But the DHO and the unit manager, they want to take his visits for a whole year. You know what I mean? So, of course, you want the homie to get his visits back quick so that he can go back out, do what he got to do, make another score again, not so that he can come out and go see his family. They don't work like that. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking for what's beneficial for them. So they know if a dude capable of going out there getting what he got to get, he going to break him off with the 40 books, get him out the hole in 15 days. 6 months later, he back off to the races with the horses, getting his money. So that's how that go. So that's, you know, a form of, you know, working the system. You know what I mean? But then now you got dudes that's just straight hot. They get caught and they on a visit and they in the hole. SIS come see them and said, okay, we already got you. You're going to lose your visit for a year. You're going to be in a hole 60 days. You're going to lose 28 days good time. We want to know who else is bringing drugs in so we could cut your sentence down. Now, this is a man that never told a trial, was a straight man, went to trial, faced the devil, faced his comrades testifying against him. But here you go now. The administration saying, in order for you to get your visit back so you go see your family and you could try and bring more drugs in and we could try and catch you, you got to tell us who else is bringing drugs in. So then now he's saying Johnny Blow, Kenny Boo, and Johnny Dog. You know what I mean? They all bringing drugs in, and they be like, all right, if we catch one of them, you know, we're going to cut your sentence. So now when you go on a visit, they got cameras that be zooming in on the visiting table and all that. So now this institutional hot dude, he done told on them. So now when dude go out there, they got all the cameras pointed right at his table. Any food this girl bring, the camera zooming in to catch everything going on. So now they catch everything going on. So he go and, you know, she might give him a kiss. And when she give him a kiss, they see a little part of her pink tongue sticking out. And they say, oh, that was a balloon. So after the visit, they wait. They grab him after the visit when he come through. And it's time to, you know, strip, get butt naked, bend over, cough. Let him know you ain't smuggling nothing. You know what I mean? Open your mouth, roll your tongue, show him you ain't got nothing in your mouth. Then when you're done, you think you're going back to the unit. You done scored, you got your drugs, you good to go. But they tell you, nah, wait over here. Wait over here, meaning they get ready to call a squad to escort you to what they call the dry tank. The dry tank is where they put you in when they feel you have drugs, so there's no water in the toilet. You can't flush the toilet. There's no water in the toilet because, you know, dudes even try to drink the water to get the drugs to come out. Toilet water, yeah. You know what I mean? Now, I'll tell you about one of the homies that went out there in the dry tank and beat the dry tank. You know what I mean? I beat the dry tank. We all beat the dry tank. But now this homie, he beat the dry tank because while he was, you know, in the dry tank and they came in, you know what I mean? You know, you got to give them three shits. You know what I mean? You got shit 3 times in one of those little shit basins. So when you go out there, you see you got all these police standing around you and they got these little spatulas. I got to get them, you know, like an ice cream popsicle stick, but they thick, like they use in the doctor's office when they hold your tongue down and stuff like that. They come out there with them, with their little gloves on and shit, and no mask. They inhaling your feces and they playing in the feces looking to see if there's any balloons came out from each joint. So what my man did was he wound up defecating it out. You understand what I'm saying? When they wasn't looking, he stood up there, he defecated it out, he got the joint and he ate it back again. You know what I mean? So he don't swallowed it. It went through his system. Now, when you got to go and that joint feel like, you know what I mean, your stomach hurting. You know what I mean? So he knew it was getting ready to come. So he defecated in his hand, took the joint, and he ate the joint. You understand what I'm saying? Now he done took the joint, ate the joint, and wiped his hands off in the sheet, rolled the sheet up and made it look like he was using the sheet for a blanket so they don't open the sheet up and see that he got feces in the sheet. Look at all this you got to go through. That's why I tell the youngins, don't get involved, man. This is not worth it. You know what I mean? You got to go through all this to go get a little drugs in the visit, to get a little weed, to get high, to try and make your time slide by. So now he sit there and he defecated out and he ate it. You know what I mean? Then he caught them, told them he got to go to the bathroom. He go to the bathroom, they come in with the little pan and, you know, he does his thing and they watch and they get the spatula, they play in it. They said, okay, that's one. So now they come back again, you know what I mean? and then they hit him with 2. You know what I mean? So he know after that second one, the third one, the one that he ate from the first one that he defecated in his hand might be ready to come out. So by the time it's time for that third feces, you know what I mean? He don't want to gamble letting it go out. So he'll sit there and he'll defecate in his hand again. You know what I mean? And if the balloon ain't in that batch, he gonna wipe his hands off in the sheet, take the sheet, put it up under his bed. You understand what I'm saying? And that way they don't see the feces. But of course it's stinking there because they had him in there defecating in the basket so they don't trip on the smell in the cell because they already know, man, in there sweating, staying there. And you got to stay there 3 days because they expect one shit a day. So you got to stay there 3 days. So then now, on the third time, he done defecated out and he out ate it back. So then he wait. Next time y'all go to the bathroom, he tell us, yo, I'm ready to go. So they bring the people back in there. So when they bring him back in there, he come in there and he, defecate in front of them. They don't have nothing. He go out. He come back to the unit. First thing he do, he run up in the cell. You understand what I'm saying? He go wash his mouth out real quick because he just been eating his own feces. Yeah. So if you young is trying to go eat your own feces to get something in there, you go ahead and do that. Ain't nobody gonna sit here and try and stop you because if you think you tough enough or crazy enough, you go ahead and do that. But I'm telling you it ain't worth it because you ain't trying to eat your feces, you know what I mean, just to get a balloon of weed in. So then now he turns around and he washes his mouth out, then he jump in the shower, take a shower, you know what I'm saying? And, come out the shower and then, he defecate to get that last one out. Because remember, he done ate it again. So now he got that out. He go in the sink. He washed that off. And then he bust it open and, roll a joint, smoke a joint. Then, he bag it up, make his little money. And it's off to the races. You know what I mean? But all that from institutional hot dude telling that he was getting the pack on a visit. But he wound up manipulating the system to beat it. So that's how that go. Now, they got jobs that they give thorough dudes. You know what I mean? Dudes that got a name. You know what I mean? People like me, we don't take these jobs. You know what I mean? Me, like I said, Lou Farris, I always say their names because those are the men from Harlem that represented my big homies, So you sit there and they'll offer you a job to work in the captain's office. You know what I mean? Or the unit team's office. The captain's office. Picture working for the captain. You working for the captain, you stand up, you clean the room. And while you clean the room, you got dudes sitting there, asking, police saying, how's everything going to compound? Everything all right? I say, yeah, well, the law library got everything they need. You know what I mean? How's the programs? You know what I mean? And then you get to talking and you get comfortable, and then they might slide in there, something like, so what's going on with the yard? I seen a little crowd in the yard earlier. Now, dude get comfortable just talking, and then he might slip and say, that was the Bloods and the Crips. They had a little standoff, but everything is all right, da-da-da-da. But now he done told. You know what I mean? And don't even realize he done told because he got what we called in the street rocked to sleep. You know what I mean? So that's why there's certain jobs you don't take. Them captain job, you know what I mean? Working for the administration, you don't take them. Like me, I worked on a compound. You know what I mean? I walked around with a little pooper scooper. You know what I mean? That's a little stick with a shovel on the end and a little broom, and wherever dudes do napkins, wrappers, zoom, wham, wrappers, you know what I mean? Whatever. I walked around and I sweeped it up. It'd be cold as a motherfucker, but I'm out there. Oh, excuse the language. It'd be cold as a monkey's derriere out there. You know what I mean? But I'm sweeping that joint up because I refuse to work in the inside in the big house with the administration. I'm not going to do it. Because once you do that, then people start pointing the finger and they start talking about, oh, he got to be telling. I can't believe he working up there for them peoples. You know what I mean? And you could just be cleaning the office and doing what they want you to do. But it's just the thought of you being around them for that long. You understand what I'm saying? Just the thought of you being around them and getting that comfortable that you're having general conversation with them where they slide in institutional conversation that the person might not be paying attention to, and then he don't want to lose his job, so he's trying to hold conversation and he's trying to spin the captain or the administration he working for, and that never, that never works out. But, so that's why we don't take those type of jobs. But there's dudes that they went to trial, straight men, You know what I mean? They sat there, had 20 witnesses against him, told the prosecutor, get all, F yourself and the whole nine. You know what I mean? And then they go into prison and then they start working for the administration because they want their bid easier or they trying to get out. You understand what I'm saying? They want to make their bid easier. Easier mean they can go to the captain and say, hey, let me get 20 books. So now you're telling the captain, give you $100. Captain give you $100, you already know he wants something back from that. Because like you got the SIS. I told y'all about that before. That's the Security Investigation Service. That's the DEA, the FBI, and all the alphabet boys for in the joint. So you got dudes that will go up to them and tell them, yo, let me get 50 books of stamps because, the homie owes somebody some stamps. If he don't give him the stamps, he gonna punish him. So they don't want no problem. So they run around and they get the stamps. Like you only allowed to have, like four books, 5 books of stamps. You only allowed to have 5 books of stamps in your cell. You know what I mean? So if they run up in there, all of these extra stamps, they're gonna let you keep this 5. They're gonna take all of this. They're gonna take all of this. You know what I mean? And when they take all of that, they leave you with just what you're allowed to have, and now they got these extra stamps. So they might run up in the ticket man room and find 200-300 books of stamps, 500 books of stamps, 2,000 books of stamps. So, they can't do nothing with these type of stamps because they're already broken up into pieces and they separate. But when they hold, the SIS, like I said, they was crooked out west. So the SIS would take these to the post office and they'll get full price for each book of stamp. But then they'll turn around and they'll take these stamps and they'll pay their institutional rats. You know what I mean? To give them information what's going on in the compound. So this make a dude do anything. Like, I was talking to my big homie, Gangster Lou, and he was telling me about Atlanta State Prison. You know what I mean? About how, down there they do anything for a honey bun because they feed them so nasty down there. I might bring him up here to tell you about Atlanta State Prison. But he said they starve you so much because they feed you dinner like 3 o'clock. Breakfast like 4 in the morning. Lunch like 10 in the morning. And by like 2 o'clock, they giving you dinner. So now you ain't got nothing to eat from 2 o'clock in the afternoon all the way till 4 in the morning. So dudes be starving if they ain't got no money to go to the store to go buy no honey buns. So for a dude to get a honey bun, especially when he ain't getting nobody send him no money in the joint, for a dude to get a honey bun, he'll kill a dude for it. He'll put a knife in a dude in a minute for a honey bun because he's so goddamn hungry. So now they working for honey buns in the prison. But in the federal prison, you know what I mean? They work for stamps. You know what I mean? So that's where they at. So it's just crazy because stand-up men, like I said, go to trial, fight the government, fight everything, and then they get in the system, and when they get in the system, they turn around, and then they start telling. Come on, man. Where they do that at? You understand what I'm saying? That's what you call institutional hot. I'm keeping that short and to the point. Happy holidays. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and you see the Cash App on the screen. The game is to be sold, not told. I don't care if you donate $1, $5, $10, or whatever. Donate something to show your appreciation. And definitely hit the like button. You know what I mean? So, let's keep this moving, man. So we're going to do what we got to do, and we're going to tap out because this is who?
Mecca what? Mecca audio.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nordica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in Uptown.
All right, like, subscribe, and share this video, and use the goddamn Cash App. All right.